Fans Beyond Wrestling, this is Denver, Colorado, the man, not the place, and we have one final match featuring a debuting wrestler from the Miracle Workers taping on tap right here, right now. It's actually going to be Frankie Arion, somebody who has a lot of buzz amongst the message boards, amongst the internet wrestling fans, who's going to be teaming with Dan Barry to comprise Team ISW, going against Chase Burnett and Zane Silver, better known as Team Beyond Wrestling. Now, Team Beyond Wrestling has not competed together in a Beyond Wrestling ring as partners since they competed against Aeroform at the Developmental Hell taping, a match which is widely considered to be the best tag team match in Beyond Wrestling history, one of the most competitive matches in all of independent wrestling in 2010. And I'm sure that Chase Burnett and Zane Silver are going to do everything in their power to keep that momentum rolling as a tag team here at Beyond Wrestling. They better not underestimate their opponents, though. Dan Barry, one of the most criminally underrated wrestlers in the entire scene. He may market himself as remarkably average, but I think that that's just a front. He is a gifted high flyer, a veteran of almost 10 years, very skilled on the mat, very innovative. And Frankie Arion is honestly somebody that I don't know much about, but he has certainly got a hell of a buzz about him. Here again, we see Dan Barry wearing that remarkably average t-shirt. As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing average about him. And not backing down from Team Beyond Wrestling whatsoever. And don't let Dan Barry's antics fool you either. He may be a bit silly, but he can definitely get it done in the ring. We saw that when he knocked off Corvus Fear, who was poised to become the #1 ranked wrestler at the Gospel of the Boards taping. But actually, Dan Barry winning his debut match for Beyond Wrestling, something which is practically unheard of, knocking off Corvus Fear in the process. And Frankie Arion right here is also going to be looking to win his debut match, teaming with Dan Barry. But again, the unique atmosphere of Beyond Wrestling. All the other wrestlers are on ringside. You're competing not only to win the match, but to also win their approval. It can be distracting. It can be something that's a little difficult to get used to, and that's why many of the wrestlers, when they make their debuts, unfortunately come up on the losing end of things. I believe this is also the first time that Dan Barry and Frankie Arion have competed together as a team, but both come to this match representing InterSpecies Wrestling, an organization based out of Montreal, Canada that Beyond Wrestling has teamed up with in the past few months, running a joint show together July 23rd in Danbury, Connecticut. Beyond Wrestling About Time and InterSpecies Wrestling Burger King of the Ring. Chase Burnett, very confident, borderline cocky, but cannot take away from his ability. There we hear a proper bell sounding. This match officially underway.
And try to take on Team Beyond.
This is on. This is on.
Team Beyond. Team Beyond.
Well, they hear Chase Burnett and Zane Silver saying that this ring is theirs. It's hard to argue with it. Team Beyond Wrestling, obviously a tag team synonymous with Beyond Wrestling. But there hear the wrestlers on ringside split. Chase Burnett showing off his physique. I don't know how it compares to Frankie Arion's. Both athletes a little bit smaller in stature.
Why are you doing a test of strength?
Chase Burnett saying that he's the man, and Dan Barry is walking off right here. Reconsidering and not going to leave his tag team partner stranded.
Some more push-ups. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Again, Chase Burnett, he's got a swagger about him, and you can't take that away from him. He's been very successful up until this point, especially once Corvus Fear started guiding Chase Burnett when Zane Silver was on the shelf. Corvus Fear mentoring both of these athletes, Chase Burnett and Zane Silver, and they have been on a winning streak as of late in Beyond Wrestling. Chase Burnett looking to use his speed to his advantage, able to take Frankie Arion down with that arm drag. Going with that kick, he gets caught. That second kick gets blocked. Chase Burnett, just like that though, up on the shoulders of Frankie Arion, turning him inside out with another arm drag. And now taking him down with that flying head scissor. Chase Burnett is like a pinball the way he's bouncing around this ring right now. charges in, sends Frankie Arion across the ring. Frankie up and over, back onto his feet, sweeps out the legs, and just a double stomp on the chest of Chase Burnett. Chase Burnett back up to his feet, rolling for that schoolboy. No! Back up to his feet again, gets taken out with that arm drag, and Frankie Arion got Chase Burnett all fouled up. And Chase Burnett tagging in Zane Silver. I'm surprised to see Frankie Arion beat Chase Burnett at Chase Burnett's own game. Starting to see what all this hype is all about, but before we see more of the debuting wrestler, it's going to be Dan Barry now, squaring off with Zane Silver. There you see that sign of respect. That's what it's all about here at Beyond Wrestling. Right into the action.
Holy shit!
Dan Barry starting his own holy shit chant. Headlock takeover. Zane Silver, though, fighting back up to his feet. Able to bring Dan Barry's knee down to the mat. Now using that leverage, that hammerlock. Applying pressure on that shoulder. Barry able to find an escape with the elbow, but he runs right to that arm drag. Leg sweep from Zane Silver, but just like that, Barry's out before a 1 count. He charges in and again gets taken down to the mat. Now Zane Silver again applying pressure onto that shoulder. At the Gospel of the Boards, we saw Dan Barry apply that running punch to the face. Perhaps Zane Silver trying to neutralize the arms to prevent that from happening again. Dan Barry, though, getting back up to his feet. Just like that with a body slam. But Zane Silver popping right up. Dan Barry, though, how skilled is this guy? Able to transition right into the headlock takeover. And Zane Silver, such a gifted striker, he's not going to be able to hit any of those kicks or forearms if his back is flat on the mat. But he's going to get kicked in the face while in a headlock. Again, Zane Silver trying to find an escape. Shoots Dan Barry off the ropes, able to get some separation, but Dan Barry runs right through him. Now beating his chest just like Frankie Arion. Comes off the ropes again. Zane Silver misses with the trip. Able to leapfrog up and over. Dan Barry cartwheels over, and again right back to that side headlock. And there you hear the other wrestlers on ringside chanting, holy shit. A hell of an exchange, but again, Dan Barry coming out on top. Now bringing him over to his own corner, Frankie Arion getting tagged back into this match. He takes a headlock on Zane Silver as well. Frankie Arion a little bit smaller than Dan Barry. Not sure if that's going to work to Zane Silver's advantage to get an escape. There you see he's got that arm. Able to get that arm breaker. Going right into that wrist lock. Frankie Arion so quick to roll through and so smooth. Able to put that wrist lock right back on. And he tags in Dan Barry. Zane Silver trying to fight it off. But Dan Barry again going to that wrist. Now just taking Zane Silver again right down to the mat. Team ISW has been watching their tapes. Oh God, now just driving that knee right to the arm. And a kick right to the back. Zane Silver starts to get up. It's Dan Barry playing that front face lock. Perhaps looking for a vertical suplex. And again, right back up to his feet. I don't believe it, remarkably average. Absolutely does not describe Dan Barry. This guy's phenomenal. Now just chopping away at Zane Silver. Zane Silver really needs to regain his focus. So far, Team ISW just schooling Team Beyond Wrestling. Zane Silver, I'm imagining, still looking for that big opening where he's going to be able to hit his first strike. And this could be it. Dan Barry taking a little bit of time to mug to the camera, but able to run in with that forearm. But as he charges in again, Zane Silver finally connects with the calf kick. And he comes off the rope and hits that knee strike. Going right to the pin, the leg is hooked. Only a 2 count. You're going to think that Zane Silver is going to be trying to bring Barry over to his corner to perhaps tag in the fresh Chase Burnett. If not, this could be a mistake. And there you see, applying that front face lock and bringing him into his corner. Smart tag team wrestling, cutting the ring in half. Taking Barry down with that snapmare. And a beautiful combination of kicks out of Chase Burnett. You saw Dan Barry had the head protected. So Chase Burnett in midair, readjusting his strategy, drop kicking Dan Barry square between the shoulders. And Chase Burnett and Zane Silver making sure that each other are fresh. Quick tags. Series of elbows in the corner. running knee. And kick to the back. Zane Silver going for that snapmare once again, but this time Dan Barry had it scouted. Looking for an escape, kicking away at Chase Burnett and Zane Silver. Just that kick. Zane Silver perhaps going for that spinning back fist, but just gets caught right in the back. Dan Barry going for that backdrop suplex. Zane Silver trying to fight it off. He gets turned inside out. Chest first down to the mat. I think Dan Barry might have gotten himself locked on one of those strikes. Trying to shake the cobwebs and regain control. Positioning Zane Silver down on the mat, kicking away at the back. Oh, just a punch right under the chin. Now Dan Barry perhaps going for a sharpshooter. No, transitioning the hold. Get those legs all tangled up. We saw him do this to Corvus Fear, almost a variation of an ab stretch. Chase Burnett rushes in, he gets caught. And Dan Barry able to hit a bridging German suplex while still applying the submission. As Chase Burnett kicks out, Dan Barry forced to release the hold. Questionable call by the official. I don't know if Chase Burnett should be considered the legal man. Again, all up to the referee's discretion here at Beyond Wrestling. There we see Dan Barry taking a little bit too long. Zane Silver able to hit that forearm. And just like that, another moment of hesitation. That jumping spin kick and that running Yakuza takes Dan Barry down. Now a variation of the best senton ever. We've seen Zane Silver put away a number of opponents with that at Beyond Wrestling. A little bit surprised that Dan Barry, a veteran like that, made a mistake. Just taking a moment's time. Zane Silver was able to capitalize on, but again, I wonder how much damage was done when Chase Burnett and Zane Silver hit that flurry of offense in the corner. I don't think that Dan Barry has been the same since in this match. Still though, able to capitalize on Zane Silver's mistake, putting his head down for that back body drop, and there you see the running punch to the face. But how much has been taken out of Dan Barry, not going right for the pin. Looks like he's struggling to regain his composure, trying to get back up to his feet, trying to get to his tag team partner, Frankie Arion, something. And again, Dan Barry and Frankie Arion do not have the same tag team chemistry that Chase Burnett and Zane Silver have. Their first time tagging. Although you've got to wonder, Chase Burnett and Zane Silver, again, they haven't competed together in Beyond Wrestling for quite some time. You've got to be wondering if there's a little ring rust there too. Frankie Arion just charging, knocking everybody down. A series of stiff forearms. Zane Silver charging in, he gets caught. Kick right to the back of the head. Frankie Arion has been on point in this match. He's been able to match speed with Chase Burnett and strikes with Zane Silver. How impressive is that? The numbers game catching up to him though. Chase Burnett dumping him to the floor. And he gets caught with a punch in the face from Dan Barry. And a headbutt. Dan Barry just firing away. Oh, kick right to the back of the head. Looks like he's going for a running double punch in the face to both Chase Burnett and Zane Silver. But he gets caught in the ropes. Zane Silver tying up his arm. Again, he's got that arm trapped in the ropes right there. Oh, God, just a super kick forearm combination from Team Beyond. The double spinning soul bot. Some tandem offense. A double chin breaker. Chase Burnett and Zane Silver both going for those code reds. A high five, and they both connect. Not enough to put their opponents away, though. You know, having a good authority, too. Chase Burnett not coming into this match 100%. Still did not want to pass up the opportunity to compete against two of the finest from InterSpecies wrestling. Forearm, that double back fist. Again, a lot of great striking combinations. But Frankie Arion just shrugging it off. Are you kidding me? Oh, that spinning kick. In the moonsault, double knees. Only a 1 count? You gotta be kidding me! This kid is superhuman! Oh my God, just shrugging off that kick and knocking Chase Burnett down. Frankie Arion is livid right now. Just going to town. Look at the way he's moving Zane Silver with those kicks. That jumping drop kick taking Zane Silver down by the ropes. Oh, but Chase Burnett finally able to find an opening. Runs in with that elbow strike. But he gets cut off with another one of those kicks. A punch to the face. Frankie Arion rolling him up. Only only a 2 count. Oh, Jesus, that kick right to the head. Have you ever seen anything like this before? A double underhook, picking him straight up off the mat. Come on. And that backbreaker just sending Chase Burnett flying down to the mat as well. That's going to do it. Oh, Frankie Arion, unfortunately. Zane Silver close enough to break up the pin. I thought Team ISW was going to have it there. What a series of offense from Frankie Arion. A series of strikes. Now going for the Frankie Bulldog. Zane Silver, though, had that scouted, able to place Frankie Arion back on his feet, put him in position, connecting with that back fist again. Oh, God, just dropping him on his head with that brain buster. Got the leg hooked. And Dan Barry out of nowhere, that running kick to the face, breaking up that pinning attempt. Again, another spinning soul button. Picking him up for a powerbomb. No, onto the shoulders. Oh, right to that moonlight bomb. Zane Silver, though, I don't think he was going to kick out of that. Chase Burnett, the last possible second, able to break it up to save his team. Dan Barry missing wildly with that strike. Chase Burnett able to leapfrog over, kicking the leg out from underneath Dan Barry. And a moonsault, double knees to the back of the head. You got to be kidding me. What is it going to take? We have seen both of these teams pull out all the stops. Dan Barry might be out, though. That is a lot of impact right on the back of the head. The referee needs to be checking on him right now because he's in a bad way. Frankie Arion trapped in the corner, gets caught in the face of the kick from Chase Burnett. What the hell does Team Beyond Wrestling have in mind right here? Chase Burnett setting up for that curb stomp. We've seen Zane Silver before use a drop kick from the top rope to a seated opponent. Frankie Arion's arms are trapped, nowhere to go. Oh, and a curb stomp onto the knees. That's going to be it. The leg is hooked. And that is it. A hell of an effort from Frankie Arion and Dan Barry, but just not enough to match the tag team of Team Beyond Wrestling, Chase Burnett and Zane Silver. And again, continuing that winning streak. Both of these guys have been undefeated for quite some time in Beyond Wrestling. And just an amazing showing. So many insane striking combinations out of Team Beyond Wrestling so quick, and I really thought that Frankie Arion had both of these guys matched for most of the contest, but Team Beyond Wrestling able to isolate their opponents and pick up the victory here at Miracle Workers. Tell you what though, Frankie Arion making a hell of a debut, almost single-handedly taking down the tag team that is synonymous with Beyond Wrestling, and I hope to see a lot more out of Frankie Arion in the coming months. Team Beyond Wrestling victorious at Miracle Workers.